What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great day right now. We have a lot of things to talk about. The state of Illinois finally agrees on a bill to try to keep the Bears in the land of Lincoln. We have some trade value when it comes to Bagent, Edmonds, and Dexter for the Chicago Bears. And we're going to talk about Matt Crosby and everything going on with the Chicago Bears at the scouting combine, and 3 players I wouldn't mind drafting if I was the Bears GM or whatever in the first round. We're going to have all that and more here coming up right after our intro, baby. Hit the music. Lots of things to discuss, lots of things to talk about, man. I just want to let you guys know, if you are here right now as we speak, then you are in the right place. Welcome, my friends, to the Pin Zone. I am your host, Pin. What an eventful not a couple days, you know what I mean? We're in the offseason in the NFL. Basketball's a little bit slow. My team is tanking. I do like the Lakers. They're playing. All right, we'll just say that. MLB hasn't started yet. The World Series Baseball Classic should be starting here in the next couple of days. Football's in its off season, so we need to speak on things what we need to speak on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, welcome to the Hallis Huddle. This is going to be what the podcast is talking about when it's everything Bears, man. So hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is right. So are they staying in Indiana or Illinois or Indiana? Great creators. Nino, big salute to you, man. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you having them notifications on, my boy. Thank you for that. Do appreciate that. I'm going to get into all that. All right. We're actually going to get into that. First and foremost, let's talk about what happened with what's going on with Illinois and Indiana. To answer your question again, Nino, I have a video for us up and running. So let's tune into the video and let's see what WGN has reported earlier today. Let me get the right camera though, because I just did some, you know what I mean? I did some if it smells. Yeah, let's tune in.
Dueling hearings on a Bears Stadium bill taking place in Illinois and Indiana today.
Last night, Illinois lawmakers filed an amended bill.
BBG.
It's part of an effort to keep the Bears
How you feeling?
in the state. And moments ago, that mega project bill, as it's known, began debate in committee. Winnie George keeping an eye on things for us. Hi, Winnie.
Hey, good morning. Well, it's still up in the air where the Bears will land their feet. The team has not committed to Illinois or Indiana. However, Indiana lawmakers have already constructed a bill that would encourage the team to cross state lines. That bill is being pushed quickly through the pipeline to get to the governor's desk. As for Illinois, the mega project throws out some incentives that would give the team a tax break. But during the Illinois House and Revenue Finance Committee meeting, there was some opposition.
This is a property tax shift
Of course, there's
bill.
opposition.
It would shift liability from mega project developers directly onto homeowners, small businesses, creating a mechanism that could double or triple the effective property tax rates over the next few decades. That shift behaves like an economic cancer, eroding local investment, driving disinvestment, blight, and pushing stable communities towards a fiscal cliff.
The bill gives municipalities
What you maxing on,
and
Prince?
mega project companies the ability to negotiate an incentive agreement. That agreement is the deal. It governs the incentive period, and it requires the company to make an annual special payment. At the same time, the bill authorizes a mega project.
All right, he didn't get into what that annual special payment is. We don't fully know what the annual is. We do know the Bears said they're willing to pay $2 billion from their own money to build, whether Indiana or Illinois. Let's get back to the video real quick.
Investment freeze, meaning that the project's taxable assessed value is frozen at the base year valuation.
And as you just heard, the mega project bill will allow for a property tax assessment freeze for 20 years for major investments like a stadium. The team would make a special payment to the local government. Some incentives include building materials relief. The Bears will invest $2 billion for a new stadium. In Indiana, Senate Bill 27 establishes the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority. It creates the framework for a new stadium. The Bears are considering a site in Hammond near Wolf Lake. The state will invest $1.
All right, real quick. Look, pay attention to this land real quick. Look at this land in Hammond, Indiana, Joe.
Considering
Look
a
at this.
site in Hammond.
Look at it. This is where the this is where the Bears want to build in Hammond, Indiana. I just want this to be clear for everyone. All right. I just want this to be clear. All right. I'm even gonna boost up all the way back. I just want to be clear. This is the land they're trying to build in Hammond, Indiana. Okay. This is why I'm always like, I'm not sure if it's going to pass the inspections when it comes to the land stuff in Indiana and Hammond.
Near Wolf Lake, the state will invest
I'm
$1
just
billion.
saying.
They plan to do this by issuing bonds for construction. Money will be repaid through a 12% admissions tax from events held at the new stadium.
Look at that. Look at it. You're going to build a stadium right there, my boy. Everyone talk about it's happening in Indiana. It's gonna happen. It's good right there. That's what y'all. Okay. Okay. Let's continue the video.
With Indiana Toll Road adopting a 1% food and beverage tax in Lake and Porter counties. Revenue from these taxes would go to the Northwest Indiana Stadium Board. Lake County would pass a 5% innkeeper's tax. If both counties approve the food and beverage tax, it would generate $12 to $18 million a year. Senate Bill 27 also allows Lake County to increase the local hotel tax rate from its current 5% to 10%. This tax would bring in more than $5 million annually. Governor J.B. Pritzker saying these Indiana taxes will put a dent in pockets, which is why he's against building a new stadium in Arlington Heights on the backs of taxpayers. Mayor Brandon Johnson continued to sound off on what
Look at that land, Joe. You gonna build there? This man ain't no fool, bro. He said that joint finna sink mid-drive, my boy. Look at this. Hey, come look at this. Somebody come take a look at this. Somebody take a look at this. He said, boy, they finna have a Field of Dreams football field. If you build it, they will come look at that, boy. I'm saying, bro, this is why, like, with Hammond, Indiana, it's not really, like, it's an option. You know, you could always build something nice on top of, but this is a lot of work. Yeah, I'm just looking at the land like, damn, they literally giving the Bears, like, scrubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's stuff that we don't use. Like, you could build right here. Like, yo, that's a lot of missing teeth. You know what I'm saying? Holy shnikes. All right, but digress. Let's continue what they have to say. Oh, and also Prince Chicken Bacon Ranch Sammy from Denny's. That sounds fire. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He said Field of Dreams with the emphasis on dreams, my boy. Talk to him.
He says the Bears belong in Chicago, not Arlington Heights.
Belong in Chicago, and I believe most people agree with that. When I talk to Chicagoans, and we have a variety of conversations about a multitude of things that are going on in the city, and when we talk about the Chicago Bears, they want the Bears to remain in the city of Chicago. The infrastructure that has been placed on the table for Arlington Heights, that infrastructure investment was not afforded to the museum campus. I'm confident that if we have partners in Springfield that would offer the city of Chicago the $950 million that's being proposed now just for infrastructure, if that was available and if that's available for the city of Chicago, I'm confident that we can come up with a package that benefits not just the Bears, but again, the top tourist destination in the entire state of Illinois.
And Indiana House of Representatives passed the Senate Bill 27 with widespread bipartisan support on Tuesday. The Indiana Senate will vote on it at 12:30 Central Time. Stick with us on air and online for an update. Live in the newsroom, Winnie Dorch, WGN News.
Hey, shout out to Mike Tyson's sister. I'm just kidding. Winnie Dorch is a sweetheart. I'm just kidding. I swear. Don't be mad at me. I swear. All right, getting back to the nitty gritty of things, man. So when it comes to the Chicago Bears and their future, Illinois, pretty much what they said is they have agreed on a bill to try to keep the Bears in Illinois. The Bears have to agree with it. The Senate has to agree. The House has to agree. That's the things that still need to get the ball rolling. The inspection in Hammond, Indiana has not been done yet. And yeah, that's gonna, I don't know if it's gonna pass inspection. I ain't gonna lie to you. The inspection has passed in Arlington Heights. I don't know why the Chicago mayor keeps trying. He's like trying his hardest. Please, they belong in my city, man. It's done. They're not going to be in the city of Chicago. It's over. You keep your 950 mil. It's done. It's off the table. You don't have enough room, and that's not enough money for a city of Chicago. 950 million. The Bears are looking at billions, bro, and that's what Indiana's offered. And that's what Arlington Heights offered. So 950, you could partner up with Springfield all you want. Chicago is not going to have this next stadium for the Chicago Bears. Looking at everything, because it's Bill stuff, I still think it's 50-50, but more leaning towards Arlington Heights. Arlington Heights had it in the bag and they fumbled the rock. You know what I'm saying? So they still recovered it, but now they're at their own 50-yard line. You know, they're in the middle of the field. So it's going to be very, very interesting in what's going to go down with pretty much everything was going to go down. What are the Bears going to choose at the end of the day? I don't know exactly what they're going to choose. They do have options. They're going to do what's best. I know I saw an interview on, it used to be MSNBC or something. I don't remember. It's like MS Network now. MS13. And Prisker was interviewed there. By the way, whoever was interviewing him, man, he needs to be fired because he did not ask the questions. I ain't gonna lie to you. He didn't even know like basic information that I've reported for you. I was like, man, if I had Prisker on, bro, he getting all the questions. You know what I mean? This dude who I wish I could find it, bro. I can't find the interview right now, but the questions he asked Prisker, I was like, these are the most basic questions, and the questions you're asking is for like your understanding, and it's understanding that you didn't prepare for that interview. So one thing that he said, Prisker said he didn't want the Bears to fleece the taxpayers of Illinois, and that's what it's all about. He wants to fleece the Bears for paying the taxes, you know, instead. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it boils down to. The minimum offer I've seen so far is $150 million in taxes a year, which, yeah, my boy, you're gonna have to drop that about 140 million. I'm just gonna be blunt. You're gonna have to drop that way heavy if you want any billion-dollar company working in your state. You know, they're gonna bring revenue, they're gonna bring a lot of stuff to the table and make Illinois a lot of money if they stay in Illinois. So you got to bring down that tax. Got to come to terms with the Bears. It has to be voted in all the way, and they could get the shovels in the ground. But these guys are still a long ways to go, and I really don't know how things are like gonna go down officially, bro. It's a weird situation, man. I think this is like playing out way too long. It's happening way too long. My bad, guys. I have to turn on my couple things. I always forget, bro. I suck. I gotta turn on monetization, bro, because I know y'all don't like commercials or anything like that, but that's how I get paid to do this joint. You know, feel me? You feel me? Yeah, you feel me? And then I always forget to put my thumbnail as well too, because I'm a jobber. And I don't even have my phone on me, so I'll have to put a thumbnail afterwards. But anyway, let's see what chat has to say right now. Great creators. It does still feel 50-50, but I'm leaning 53-47 Arlington. Yeah, at least has the bones, if you will. There will be an easier development on not including demographic or attraction for fans nearby to enjoy. Hammond looking like Roadhouse 3 will be what they have to enjoy in that area. Hey, yo, yeah, Hammond, that area that they gave the Bears, bro, I don't think it's gonna pass inspection. I'm not gonna lie to you. That I just wanted to show y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted it to be clear of like this is what it's really looking like. All right, like this is what's really going down. This is what they offered the Bears. You know what I mean? Like, I know reports came out. Oh, Indiana, it's happening. Like, no, slow your roll. This is what I'm here for. And this is why I'm different from every other channel, because every other channel will be like, it's happening. They're going to Indiana. I'm the one that's like, let's pump the brakes and let's do some research and let's find the proof together to see what's really going on. And that's pretty much what is going on. We're going to move on to the next topic, though. A topic that is what would that be, like near and dear? I don't know. But we have a topic nonetheless. There's a few things I need to work on my channel that's bugging me. I ain't gonna lie to you, but hey, we moving forward. But one thing I do want to talk about, we have an interesting development. We have Tremaine Edmonds. All right. He has permission to seek a trade. I don't think the trade is gonna go down. I think teams know that he's gonna be released. I think they know that his time is pretty much done in Chicago. Unfortunately, he had, I think, over 100 total tackles, had 60 solo tackles. He had 4 interceptions before he got injured. Unfortunately, he got injured. That's the issue. He got injured. He got hurt. So the Bears are, out of respect, they have told him and his agent that they can seek a trade for themselves to see if they can find a best fit. Now the value is what I want to talk about with this trade. Unfortunately, the value is not going to be high for Edmonds. We will be lucky to receive a 4th rounder for Edmonds, but it's looking like a 5th or 6th. He has 1 year left on his contract worth over, I think it's $14.6 million. Teams know the Bears can't afford it. Teams know if a trade is not going down that he's going to get released. So why trade an asset when you can just pick him up once he's released? I don't know if he's going to get traded. I hope he does get traded. Hopefully a team that doesn't know what we know here in Chicago will be like, hey, yeah, we'll trade. You know, we need a side linebacker and sign him for an extension. Good football player. Unfortunately, we just can't afford him anymore. And we got to start thinking about some big extensions that we need to take place with Darnell Wright. Roma Dunze is coming up in a couple of years with Caleb Williams. So they have to figure it out. And right now they're in the negative. So they got to move some salary around and make it into bonuses and increase that salary cap. But that salary cap is going to be a big issue for the Chicago Bears. Next person I do want to talk about is Mr. Bagent. All right. We're getting some interesting views and information on Bagent. Bagent right now is talking about not Bagent, but the Bears. They're listening for inquiries. And it looks like the Cardinals are at the head of the table right now, trying to get Bagent, and the Cleveland Browns are trying to get Bagent. His status is looking like, and his value is looking like a 4th round pick with incentives. So if he starts a certain amount of games with that team he gets traded to, he can move forward, and that team will allow the Bears, instead of having the 4th round pick, it will turn it into a 3rd round pick. So we might see something similar to that when the Bears originally traded Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers. If he started a certain amount of games, it would have been a 3rd pick or a 4th round pick. And we gave up a 6th round pick for Justin Fields, and he did not start. I think with Bagent, he will start automatically day 1 with the Cardinals. He'll probably start day 1 with Cleveland. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like Bagent more than Shedeur Sanders right now. I think Sanders needs to just develop more in this NFL program. He has a new coach as well too, but yeah, I'll pick Bagent over him too. He's been developed by Ben Johnson, who's one of the greatest offensive minds we've seen in NFL history. So there's a lot of good that comes out of it, and a lot of trade incentives that comes with that as well too. Nino says, yeah, I see them waiting for higher leverage, negotiation power, and lower dollar buy. 100%, bro. Because look, with Edmonds, if you have to take that $14 million, so they're not going to give you a low draft pick, or should I say a high draft pick, and they have to take that money in, and they got to extend him. So unfortunately, because of that, it's looking like what it's looking like. We're probably going to get like a 5th or a 6th rounder for Edmonds. Unfortunately, he's definitely worth more than that, but because of contract, because of the Bears situation, we'll be lucky to get a 4th round pick for Edmonds. And with Javon Dexter, he's another one that's on the table. I don't have an image for him, so I'm just gonna put me. He is on the table as well too. He's on the trade block officially. We'll be lucky to get a 6-rounder for him. I ain't gonna lie to you. Trading him doesn't make too much sense though. The best we'll be able to get is maybe a 6-rounder. He is only worth about $4 million as his current contract. I say keep him for that. I think he's a solid second team player. Like if we have the starting D line and he's a plug and play player, I think he would be perfect in that situation. I know teams like the Philadelphia Eagles would love to have Dexter on their team for that reason. And I think the Bears can do something with that, especially if they can't get more than a 6th round and he's only getting paid $4 million. Doesn't make sense to trade him, but he wants to get paid like Kirk Cousins. All right. He wants to be the Kirk Cousins of defenses. All right. Kirk Cousins has been fleecing NFL teams since that rookie contract ended. He's gotten paid more than like $400 or $500 million in total. Kirk Cousins, man. Kirk Cousins. He's been getting the bag after the bag. And Javon Dexter kind of wants to follow in that suit on the defensive side. And the Bears are like, we're not going to pay, $14-15 million a year, bro. I'm sorry. Like your production is not worth that much money, like straight up at the end of the day. Nina says the value would definitely keep him. We'll be keeping him 100%. 100%. It has to be kept. Other news now, getting into it. Looks like Max Crosby will be staying with the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. Max Crosby staying. The GM of the Vegas Raiders, John Spytek, states Max is an elite player that shows up every day, and we have a great relationship. All right, cool. That's unfortunate. I want the Bears to trade for this man. I'd give up a DJ Moore, a 1st round and a 2nd round pick next year for Max Crosby. That's something I would do 100% out of 100% times. You know what I mean? I'll do that over and over and over again. He says, sheesh, I would have pursued being a 2nd string QB playing at first for the money. Hey, Bagent, 2nd string quarterback. He's got $10 million in his pocket. You know what I mean? $10 million deal to study and watch. That ain't bad at all. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, it looks like Crosby's going to be staying with the Raiders this upcoming season. But again, he can always ask for a trade and get leverage. The hard part about that, though, he's already in his new deal. So asking for leverage, like I want another extension after you've given me a new deal, is not realistic. So the only way to trade, he would have to say, I just don't want to be here anymore. And they're going to have to figure it out at the end of the day. So it looks like Crosby, for now, is off the table for the Chicago Bears. But there is hope, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a Bears fan, because one free agent that I believe will fit the Bears perfectly is Hendrickson, previously from the Bengals. He led the league in sacks 2 years ago. When he was healthy this year, he was constantly at the quarterback. I think him and Sweat will be a good duo on the edges, and we build that defensive line in the draft. Plus, we need to draft linebackers. We don't have any healthy linebackers currently right now. We got Hypocrite, Sewell, Noah Sewell. Has a what injury did he have, bro? Achilles injury, so he's not going to be ready by the beginning of the year. Edwards, he broke his foot. He should be ready by week 1 through 4, but he's going to miss a lot of the offseason stuff, so he's not going to be healthy. Edmonds looks like he's going to be out the door, and so we have 0 linebackers, starting linebackers on this team. So the draft is going to be key, crucial, and you can build from the draft, and that's what you're supposed to do for championship teams. You build in the draft. There's a lot of good defensive players in this upcoming draft. He said, oh, that would be a good pickup. Yeah, hey, Hendrickson is going to be that dude. I would love the Bears to go ahead and sign him. They can make money and make room to pay him. All right. They just can't do that with a lot of people. So they're going to have to pick and choose. And this is why Brisker's not going to be here next year. This is why a lot of fan favorites, even Dexter, he might not be here next year, because even that $4 million could easily go to Hendricks's salary and we'll be okay with it. Getting the $10 million off Bagent for a draft pick saves us another $10 million as well, too. So they got to figure out the whole cap as a Chicago Bears unit, man. It's going to be quite an offseason for the Bears, and this is the first time where it's like there's hope. This is the first time that I've watched the Bears and I've seen enough. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen enough that I know this is going to be successful. I've seen enough where I know that Caleb Williams is our future quarterback, and he's going to be here hopefully for the next 20 years. I know Ben Johnson's our coach, and he's going to be our coach for at least the next decade, hopefully more. So these are things that I've seen last year where it's like I don't have those questions like I used to have. When Matt Nagy was the coach for the Chicago Bears, I didn't fully believe it. I was still concerned about a lot of things. When Mitch Trubisky was our quarterback, I didn't see enough to be like, this is our future. When Justin Fields was our quarterback, I didn't see enough where it was like, this is our future. Even going back to Jay Cutler, it's like he showed good promise, but I don't see enough for him to be our quarterback for the next decade. Caleb Williams, I see that. And Mike's in the chat. Mike, what's good, man? He said, do you feel like the Bears have enough hype to draw top talent? Oh, 100%. That's no question. There's players that want to play for Ben Johnson now, just the way Ben Johnson is. Very competitive. He likes what he likes. He says what he says. He hates the Packers. He brings this fun, energetic atmosphere to this Bears organization that we've desperately needed for a long time. And he's a player's coach. All right. And he's one of the best offensive minds in NFL history, going back from his days all the way from his first job in Miami all the way to Detroit, now a head coach as a Chicago Bear. His offense has always been good. The defensive side of things he's never cracked the top 15 in defense in his career. He said, and I quote, F the Packers. Come talk to him, man. That got the whole city hype, bro. And look, you know you got a good coach when you have like me, I have no business on the football field anymore. But I would hit, give me some pads and I will give my all for that coach, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can feel it as a fan. Imagine as a player. This is why I think they can't get Hendrickson. They just got to work the books a little bit. That's going to be the hard part. They got to work the books. They got to figure that out. Looks like Crosby's not going to be an option anymore. So there's other options out there. And one more segment that I do want to talk about, and then we're going to call it a stream after this, guys. Players from day one of the combine that the Bears have spoken to. All right. Key names that I see right here. The first key name is Caden McDonald. He is a D tackle from the University of Ohio State. My man is a stud. All right. A complete stud. And he's one of the players I wouldn't mind seeing the Bears drafting in the first round. I'm going to give 3 players' names for the first round that I think the Bears should be looking at with straight attention. You know what I mean? With straight attention. And I'm going to give some highlights. I'm going to mute these highlights while I give it, though, while I talk. But take a look at here, let me remove that. Let me add this to stage. Just take a look at his skills, man. McDonald is that dude, bro. He is a big boy that knows how to clog up the A and B gap. He knows how to attack the quarterback, and he will be there around 20 to 25. So if he's there at 25, I think the Bears need to go after somebody like this. This is my first option that I would choose if I was a scout in the Chicago Bears. I'm looking when he goes to the next level. So, yeah, this is one of my guys. There's a beautiful sack he has right there. That's one of my guys right there. The next one I want to give you guys is CJ Allen. If you don't know me, like know me, like super know me, I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan, all right? I didn't go to school. I'm just a Georgia Bulldog fan. I don't know what it is, but I like him, all right? And CJ Allen is their middle linebacker. He is going to attack the quarterback right here, but he is that linebacker that can lead a defense, that can command the locker room, that can command everyone to be in the position they need to be. They know the play call and the execution of the plays. This dude is a sick tackler. He is not gonna someone's not gonna break a tackle on him. The dude is consistent. He's good at leg tackles. He's good at putting the hit on people. He's everything you want in a quarterback, in a linebacker, bro. Just look at his highlights. Like, he's fast. He's fast. He reminds me of Roquan Smith when he played in Georgia. He is fast. He's still early with the mock drafts. I haven't looked at any mock drafts, so I'm not entirely sure exactly if he's going to be even in the top 20 or not. I feel like he's going to be. I don't hear his name as much as some other big names that I see. But, man, this dude can get to the ball. He can play coverage. He can play man. He knows how to tackle. He's everything you want in a linebacker on the next level. So I'm looking forward to him. If he's available, that's somebody that I wouldn't mind the Bears grabbing, even if they don't get defensive line in the first round. We do need a linebacker. He's the exception, all right? I say defensive line. We got to get that interior defense on lock, especially if we pick up Hendrickson. If we don't pick up Hendrickson, we need a left end that matches Sweat. But say if we get Hendrickson, we can go after CJ Allen and, do business. Dude's a stud, bro. He's an absolute stud. He's a beast. He's a dog. He's a problem. And the last person I would like to see the Bears draft in the first round, let me be clear, they only have one pick in the first round, but I'm going to do a segment after every Bears Hallis Huddle podcast where I'll give 3 players I would like to see the Bears draft in round. So today is round 1. Next time we talk Bears, I'll do round 2, round 3, round 4, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The last person I wouldn't mind the Bears seeing and drafting in that first round, his name is Hakeem Mizidor. I like this guy a lot. All right, 46 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 7 sacks this year with Miami. Miami had the best defense by far in the NCAA this year. He is an end that can play in the interior. He's big enough to play in the interior. He's fast enough to play defensive end. He's an all-around great player. I don't know if he's going to be there at 25, but if he is there, this is my number 1 option. I ain't going to lie to you. Just because he can play anywhere on the defensive line. He can play D-tackle. He can play left end. He can play the right side. He can play both sides at the tackle position. He's a pretty much all-around go-getter on that defensive line. If he's available, this is my pick. If he's there and CJ Allen is there and Keyshawn McDonald is there, I am picking Hakeem Mizidor. I ain't gonna lie to you. He is my, this guy right here knows how to play football. He plays the run very well. He knows how to attack the quarterback. He knows how to pressure the quarterback. 7 sacks in college. Dude is a beast in the interior. And if he's available, Chicago, you have to draft this dude right here. He is a problem in these fields, baby. But that is everything for today. I have a couple questions for you guys, though. What do you guys think about the Bears in Indiana? What do you guys think about who's going to get the final goal? Do you guys still think it's going to be Hammond, Indiana? Or do you think Arlington Heights is going to be the way to go for Chicago? Let me know in the comment section down below. And who would you like to see the Chicago Bears draft in the first round with their first pick at 25? Again, let me know in the comment section down below. And thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate everyone who had those notifications on. If you don't have notifications on, please turn them on. It's very important. Why do I say it all the time? When you get those notifications, you don't miss anything here on the Pin Zone. We had 5 shorts that were posted yesterday about, most of them was about the Bears. We have videos that pop up. A video is actually dropping. It might have dropped already. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I think the video might be dropping later tonight. Me and Nino talk a little bit of boxing. You don't want to miss all the hype, so make sure you turn on notifications. Leave a like if you haven't already, man. I appreciate everybody and what you guys do. I appreciate for y'all tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. We go live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube on a weekly basis, multiple times a week. And yeah, I look forward into having more discussions. We'll get the last thing from chat right here before we dip out. Nino says leaning Arlington, and that linebacker is looking really good. That is needed in Chicago. You already know linebacker is very important if you want to play for a Super Bowl contender for the Chicago Bears, man. And it's kind of weird, like not having a top linebacker as a Bears fan. It's kind of weird to me. So CJ Allen's that dog, man. If he's available, you know what I mean? We're going to have to go get that. Bears got a lot of work to do, man. A lot of work in the salary. I believe in them. Big salutes to PVG. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Nino, Mikey, thank you for tuning in on Facebook as well, too, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. This, my friends, is the Pin Zone. Appreciate everyone again. Till the next one, my filthy animals. Any breaking news, whatever pops up, you best believe I'm going to give you that information, and I'll go live. If it's like very important or very big news, I'll go live as soon as I see it drop and give my take of it. So make sure them notifications are on. It's my friends. It's Pin in the Pin Zone. One love. You know what it is. Take care, guys. Much love.